Hey, what is up guys? Matt here from the Toasty Bros. When parting together a PC to flip, it's honestly a pretty simple formula to follow. 99% of the time you go with an old pre-built tower and upgrade it to make it appeal more to a buyer. I've already made a couple of videos recommending the best pre-builds to use, along with the best cases to swap your hardware into to make that PC look a lot more appealing to a buyer. Hit the eye in the top right corner if you want to check those videos out. However, today I want to be going over my GPUs to look for on the used market to part together an awesome budget PC that could help you possibly turn some profits flipping it on the used market. So, how about we get right into it, after a word from today's sponsor. As a creator, creating content is almost second nature. Once the idea hits my mind, I almost go into autopilot, doing scripting, recording, and editing until it's complete. However, getting it seen on the crowded space that is YouTube is a whole other challenge. With TubeBuddy though, you get access to a wide range of tools like tag optimizers and search ranking results to help you optimize your content to succeed on YouTube. Want to give it a shot? Click the link down below to learn more. So today I have 4 GPUs to share with you guys, all ranging in different prices. One thing to keep in mind is that this list does not just apply to those wanting to make money flipping PCs. You could also use this list as a budget GPU list to make your own used gaming PC if you're on a tight budget. And if you're interested in any of the GPUs mentioned in today's video, links in the description down below. First up, in no particular order, is the R7 370. This is the only AMD card on this list, and I'll get into why later in this video, but the R7 370 can be had anywhere between $60 and all the way up to $90. This card is interesting because it has some really good performance under the hood. It's 2 GB of VRAM, which is more than enough for 1080p games on a well-priced $300 to $350 used gaming PC, and can play most, not if all, titles at medium/low settings 1080p when paired with a Sandy Bridge or above CPU. Now, the downside that I mentioned before is an annoying driver bug with some of the AMD GPUs in Unreal 4 engine games, where the game is rendered useless unless in full screen mode. And some of these games launch in full screen windowed, and it's almost impossible to force it to full screen mode. You can't interact with the game at all unless the game is being forced into full screen mode. This is a big deal because of 2 games, Fortnite and PUBG. They are subjected to this, and these are 2 games that if a new person buys it and doesn't know a ton about how to troubleshoot their PC, they might come running back to you saying there's something wrong with the PC, so you better inform your potential buyers of this bug and tell them how to fix it. Next up is my personal favorite, the GTX 660. While the GTX 660 is starting to show its age, it is easily available on eBay anywhere between $40 and $60, very affordable. With its also 2 GB of VRAM, this card does a great job playing games like Fortnite and PUBG at medium to low settings, again at 1080p, and cranks out respectable frame rates. Now, the value of this card when flipping PC is the sheer amount of them available on the used market and the performance that it gives you in Fortnite, because again, Fortnite is a big selling point for these used PCs. You can pretty much get over 60 FPS in 1080p medium settings on an i5 2400 system or anything above. These things can be sold like candy to a baby for $300 to $350, making them the best value for your money in terms of getting a profit back. I don't really recommend spending more than $50 on one of these cards though if you want to make the maximum returns. And also I would consider looking around for 660 Ti deals, because I've managed to secure some 660 Ti's for around 40 bucks sometimes, and they do offer a pretty significant jump in performance compared to the 660. If you find one of those, you could sell your PC for even more and make more profits. Next up is the 750 Ti, and disclaimer first, I haven't personally used the 750 Ti in a PC flip before, but we're actually getting one of those from an overseas GPU seller on eBay, and it's on its way whenever it shows up here, probably end of July, and we'll be doing some testing on that. So be sure you're subscribed if you want to see performance numbers once we get our hands on it. But the 750 Ti, while being an older card, can still crank out frames at sometimes an even cheaper price than the 660. There has been a big boom in overseas GPU manufacturers that are selling GPUs for dirt cheap. Some of them are actually selling fake GPUs though. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube about this, and you can check them out all over. I'll leave a couple in the description down below. And some of them are selling these cards that are advertised as 750 Ti's, but they're just bioflashed to say they're 750 Ti's, and they're really older cards like GTX 480s or something really ancient. So definitely be careful and read the reviews if you were interested in one of these GPUs. The real benefit of a 750 Ti over something like a 660 though is the fact that a majority of them don't require a 6-pin power so you really don't need to upgrade that old power supply in that old pre-built that you got, therefore saving you money. Lastly, we have the most expensive option in this roundup, a GTX 780. Now the GTX 780 is a powerful card still in 2018, and in some cases matching and beating a 1050 Ti, but for only $130 to $160. With GPU prices the way that they are, while be it improving, this card is much easier to obtain on the used market compared to a 1050 Ti, and still performs very well, maxing out games like Fortnite at 1080p, along with other popular titles like PUBG that can actually push it to its limit. The one downside of this GPU though is the increased power draw compared to the other cards. You kind of have to expect it. More performance means more power draw in most use cases with older cards. A GTX 780 under full load can pull 340 watts, which in comparison to a 660, which comes around 200 to 220 watts depending on the card. So you may need to consider investing in a better power supply if you're going to be getting a GPU like this. So I'd say the 780s are really good for flipping PCs anywhere between the $450 and $550 price range. And that concludes my list of best GPUs to buy used for PC flipping. If you have any other recommendations, comment them down below. I'd love to know what you think. Also, while you're down there, comment GTX in the comment section down below if you made it this far. Consider leaving a like while you're down there and subscribing for more content from the Toasty Bros. If you are interested again in any of the GPUs that I mentioned in this video, links in the description down below. Thanks again guys for watching this video. Hope to see you on the next one. Peace out guys.